Okay, hi Alison, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm so sorry this isn't in the studio, but at level 5, you know what happens. We cannot go into the
Yeah.
studio for our dance classes, but I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity to do my interview of the month. So I thank you very much for agreeing to be the student of the month of FYI Dance Club for this interview purposes. Everybody, round of applause for Alison. Yay! Now, Alison, so you have been, yes, do take a bow, take a bow. You have been working really, really focused on your improvisation technique. So during lockdown, I noticed you on Instagram that you had really taken off to kind of giving yourself an improvisation challenge where you literally just found a spot either out and about or in your house or in your garden where you would just put on a piece of music and you would go through your improvisation process. So I want to applaud you for that. I think that is amazing. And it has also been a little bit of joy for me whenever I go onto my Instagram and I see that Alison is dancing her heart out from her soul. It makes me so happy. So thank you very much for that gift. So bullabus to Alison. Yay. So Alison, what I'm going to do is I am going to take you through some questions. So question 1, how did you start your dancing journey?
Well, like most kind of young girls, I started baby ballet at like 3, so that's kind of where it started. So I was doing that kind of up until about like 12 or 13 or 11. I quit ballet because I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. Wasn't really my thing, you know. I didn't like the structure and it was just a bit hard. So I decided that I wouldn't like do ballet anymore. So I then, like, for 2 years, I wasn't really doing much dancing. Like, I was dancing myself, but it wasn't like dance classes or anything. And then I joined FYI because of my friend Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Let's give Sarah a shout out. Thank you, Sarah.
So I was going to school with Sarah, but she was like my friend in primary school. So I just decided, well, why not like join Sarah in her dancing? So I joined FYI. And that was like when I was about 13. So I really enjoyed dancing then again. Like I just found that that style suited me more than like the structure of ballet. So I just did that for a while and then I decided, well, what if I could do better at dancing, you know? So I joined ballet again in 5th year. So that was about a year ago now. So joined ballet again and I decided to audition for Dublin Youth Dance Company. And that was kind of a big jump because I saw Dublin Youth Dance Company when we went to Unanimous, and that was like my first time seeing them, and I was like, wow, okay, I want to be part of that. So then I auditioned for them, and then that's kind of where it's all gone now from there.
Amazing. And you're in 6th year now, aren't you? You're in 6th year now, aren't you? Ready for the old LC then coming up soon? Well, we'll see what happens with it. Thank you, Alison. Okay, so my next question is, what or who are your influences in dance? Do you have any influence? Well, you've already spoken about you saw DYDC on stage and you're like, I want to be part of that. So that would be a big influence there. Would you say that contemporary style of dance is more of an influence, or where would you get your influences from?
Yeah, so I like to look at a lot of styles. So I kind of take bits of different things out of different bits. Like, you know, I admire ballet as like the strength and like the art is amazing, like how they're so committed to it. But then the freedom of contemporary dance is like, you know, like they express such stories. And then as well, I admire like Dylan Holly, who did the tutting workshop with us. I love the street dance end of it as well, so that kind of comes into it as well. So it's a bit weird, a bit of a mix. Like street dance and ballet don't normally come together, but then contemporary kind of brings that in as well. So that was a big one. Hannah Bergen, she was a dancer at Dublin Youth Dance Company, and she's now gone on to London Contemporary Dance School, and she's like my kind of person that I kind of look up to a bit with the contemporary end of it. So yeah, and music as well.
Yeah,
music
absolutely.
Style so much. Like every song is different, so that kind of brings everything kind of to different ways with the dance. Yeah.
And I think that's really important what you said there, is that, you know, we don't ever have to follow one specific style. So it's even something as simple as handwriting. If you only ever followed block capitals, your writing's only ever going to look that. But how can you find your individual style of handwriting that expresses what you want to say if you're only looking at one particular style? So the fact that you say ballet and street dance don't mix, but they mix for Alison, like for sure, and like they mix for me as well. And I think that's what I love so much about dance, is it's about finding your unique style. And I know we have our what we call disciplines. So ballet to me is like when you go to school and you learn your alphabet and you learn all the how to hold the pencil, and it sets you up for everything else you're going to learn afterwards. And then you can find people who really love that and stick with that, and then other people who are like, well, now I've learned the disciplines. And I think it is such an important thing that when you learn something, whether it's a syllabus or something for an exam, that you are learning that discipline to turn up every week because you're working for a goal. And I was saying to somebody the other week that I was like, do you know what, actually, during this COVID lockdown time, I am so thankful that I trained as a dancer, because when everything else is falling down around you, you're like, well, hang on, I understand this, because in dance, there's the time that I failed that exam, or I couldn't do that and that tendu like I wanted to do it, but you kept coming back week after week after week to improve yourself. So I was like, dance is so much bigger than just moving your body and expressing yourself. It is literally the ability to constantly go, I can't do this yet, and then I'm going to work through it. And then as you do, it just gives you that discipline and that focus that I think is such a transferable skills in all way of life. So I'm starting to really look at my dance training in a completely new light during all this time as well. So that's fantastic. And Alison, number 3, what is your favorite style to dance or to watch? So we talked a little bit about how you like, you know, the different influences that you have. Would you have any particular style? And you say you love the freedom of contemporary. Would that be your favorite style to dance for yourself?
Yeah, probably like contemporary, because it's so free. I think it's definitely probably most enjoyable. But like I also kind of like street dance, doing like the tutting and the kind of popping, and that's quite like effective when you do it. Like people, you get more of a wire out of people when you do that. You know what I mean? And then contemporary is kind of like you kind of dance it on your own, and like it can help you kind of express and tell stories and stuff. So I think I enjoyed that one probably most.
I love that. And I was reminded of a comment there recently that emotion is energy in motion. And I think what's happening at the moment is that people are so built up in their emotions at the moment, they have no way to release it. But as dancers, we're like, we kind of notice that we have that awareness about ourselves. And recently I noticed myself getting into like a little bit of a funk recently. So I went on Spotify. I was like, I know this is what I teach. I need to go and put this into practice. So I went onto Spotify and I started making a mood changer album. So you know those songs that you don't, you know, it doesn't matter how bad your day is, you hear that one song and it just lifts you out of whatever you're doing. So I started going through my liked songs, just like literally on the Google, next, until I found those songs that are just instantly able to change my state of mind. And I'm making a playlist. So whenever I feel a bit of a funk, I'm just like, play that song. And then I just take 5 minutes to just dance. What's the song? 3 minutes? 3 minutes to completely change your day. Like, you know, it's not, and sometimes, I don't know about you, Alison, but it can just be the intro music. Just those first few bars can just lift you out of yourself. So it's a great gift to have. I'm very, 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 very thankful for it. Question 4, which do you prefer, learning choreography or just improvising, or creating choreography? So learning choreography, creating choreography, or just improvising?
I find it quite hard to learn choreography, so I like really struggle with that. With dyslexia and stuff, it's like kind of like putting things in order and being able to recall them. It actually takes a while for me to like get it ingrained in my brain. So if I'm given choreography, I want to take it away and practice it like a lot more than a lot of people, because it's just so hard to get it like in a sequence in my brain to be able to remember it. But probably freestyle, because I like to like express like I like to be random. Like it's totally up to the piece of music what I do, you know, or how I'm feeling. So I definitely, for enjoyment, I would do freestyle, and then creating choreography as well is quite good. But learning off other people as well is probably like a big one as well. But enjoyable wise, it would be freestyle, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was exactly the same when I was working as a dancer. I would have to go up, I'd have to record myself doing the choreography, and while everybody else left the studio, I'd have to drive straight home and practice for an extra hour. So locking in choreography for me, it's a real challenge, and it's great for new learning. So over lockdown, the group that I got my street dance qualifications with, they were doing classes online. So I signed up to 2 classes a week on Zoom. And the first couple of weeks, I was just like learning people's choreography when it doesn't come from my own brain. It's definitely a challenge, but it's so funny. It's like a muscle once you kind of like exercise it. And it's a brilliant thing, like that you said, that it's, you know, but you know yourself, it's new learning. So you know it's really beneficial to you to actually learn that choreography because it's an area of your brain that really needs or wants work. So I would be exactly the same in that. And that I'm like, other people's choreography, I'm like, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do my next 4 lesson plans. I'm like, focus on it. So yeah,
and I think it teach it differently. So you kind of like when you go into a class, you kind of struggle to like understand what the teacher's doing. Then after a while, like you, like especially with you, like I would know like how you choreograph and stuff, and it would kind of become more natural than like I went DYDC and everyone kind of like knew the style, and then I was there like, what is this kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like learning a new
language. Like after a while, definitely.
Yeah. And I used to have I know when a student's been with me for a very, very long period of time, when they start to predict what choreography is coming next. And I'm like, damn, it's so predictable. So yeah, and it's like, are you going to do this? Or they'll do a pirouette or something. I'm like, that was exactly what I was going to put in there. So I think you'd be at that stage, Alison, you can nearly predict what's coming next by learning the language of what I'm doing. Okay, so tell me about this DYDC project that you did. So you auditioned for DYDC, you've been dancing with DYDC for a year now, and then tell me about this video project.
So we obviously didn't get to do Irish Youth Dance Festival this year because like that would have been my first like kind of performance with them really, because we did a residency before in February, and then we were working on a piece to do in Unanimous in Belfast, and then we were going to do the same piece for lots of different like things that happened over the 2 weeks that Irish Youth Dance Festival would have been. But obviously all that was cancelled, so they've put a bit of the funding I think into this project that we're doing at the moment. So there was 8 of us in the seniors that have been asked to do a 2-minute piece. So we had to choreograph a 2-minute piece about our experience of lockdown. So we just got to be free, we had free reign over this piece. And we got studio time on our own with Mariam to put it together kind of. And then we had to write a testimony to be a voiceover for this project. So that again is just one of our experiences, not directly talking about lockdown, but kind of how you feel. So that's kind of another outlet, kind of writing about it and stuff, and writing about movement, which is very different because you don't normally do that. But putting it all together, it's going to be quite exciting, but I don't really know how it's going at the moment because I've just done the recording. So.
And was that a great experience? How the experience of recording dance versus dancing on a stage? Dancing on a stage is so instant, it's over. But you had a conversation there during the week that you said that you were there for, what was it, 2 hours, just recording the same piece over and over again.
It was like we went to the theatre and it was just, we had to warm up or whatever, and then there was a photographer, a videographer, Mariam and Justine, and then there was someone in the light box doing all the lighting for the stage. And I was just told to get up onto the stage and start doing my piece, and they were adjusting everything, and it was kind of like you have to do it over and over again for the different angles and everything. So it's the same routine but over and over again. And then they gave me an hour of freestyling. So the photographer then took the opportunity to take pictures of like what I like to do. And yeah, so it was really kind of, it was weird because I didn't know I was going to get like an hour of improvisation to just do on a stage on my own in a spotlight. You know, it was kind of scary, but you get comfortable after a while. And like the videographer was talking to me about film and stuff because I'm also interested in film, so that was really eye-opening as well.
That's fantastic. I remember when I was doing an audition for a dance college over in the UK, and they literally just said, right, go improvise. And my dance teacher had been great. She'd really been talking to us about improvisation and getting up our courage. But that ability to just, like, you do it in your kitchen, but suddenly when there's eyes watching you, it feels very like, okay, this is my heart and soul on the line here. So it must have been a lovely experience, but also a daunting one as well. Oh, you froze. Are you back?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hear you, but yeah, I'm back now. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so I was just saying that when you get to improvise like that. But you know, you've had so much practice. Like, how amazing that what gave you the idea of starting those Instagram, those little 1 minute freestyles or improvisations? What gave you the idea for that?
I was looking at, I think it was just that I started to record myself on my phone and to look back like at routines and stuff and improve, because I was doing like competitions and stuff, and I was looking at it and I was going like I don't know what I look like when I dance. So I started recording it and I had all these clips on my phone and I was like, oh yeah, well, what if I like see what I look like when I just, freestyle, because why not? So then I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, like maybe if I like set up a page, maybe it'll like motivate me to do better or to improve it. So then I had like I think 3 followers at the start and I was so nervous. I was like, no one's gonna want to follow me. And then there's me now with like 160 I think followers now. So they're mostly my friends now, but it's just like lovely to have that support. Like people wouldn't like comment on them, but like they could send me a message like that was really good, or like that wasn't, or that was, or like give me support, Yeah. Mostly other dancers, to be honest. But
oh,
yeah.
that's gorgeous. And you know what, that is such an inspiring story to anybody who might be thinking, I want to put myself out there, but I'm afraid. And I think if you can do it for yourself, not for the likes, not for people's comments and stuff, if you're like, this is something like what you said, I want to see how I look when I dance because I want to improve me. I think that's such a powerful thing. And then that kind of goes beyond if anybody has an opinion, and that's just what it is. It's just an opinion because we all perceive things differently, just through our experiences of what we have experienced of dance or of life, and also how we are. And I'm actually hopefully setting up a class this term. This is a little bit of information, but I think this will go out later, so people will already know about it, so it's okay. But I'm going to be putting on a choreography class in the next term. Now it'll be on Zoom, but the power of being on Zoom is that the kids don't themselves have to actually be on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the kids to teach me choreography. So I'm going to get them to focus their minds on creating a piece of choreography, not taking stuff off TikTok, creating their original choreography, teaching it to me, and then I will be the body on the camera, and that they can see back what their creation looks like and talk about choreography, but also talk about the power of social media for that platform to put yourself on, but also the pitfalls of it. So, there's going to be somebody out there who's broken, who's going to say something because of jealousy or whatever's going on with them, and we'll send them love and no judgment. But I think that's such a powerful thing. And even for me, setting up my own YouTube channel over lockdown was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Other dance teachers are going to see me. And, what am I doing? And then I just thought, you know what? I'm going to do it for me because I want to go somewhere with this, and I want to provide a service where people, just like you are creating so much joy when people watch you, I want to then people to go, okay, I need to do something for 5 minutes. So here's a 5-minute move or something, or here's something that can just get me out of that funk, or can, again, me, I'm all about brains. Like, look, we were just talking about my beautiful new pop-ups from PMP. Love them, love them. Love them. But for me, it's all about that changing of how the brain is wired to just, become your best self. So Alison, I applaud you. Alison. Okay, so Alison, if you had a magic wand and you could create anything for your life of dance, what would it be?
I get nervous spells. Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like if I'm just like asked to like do choreography or especially learn it, I find that my brain kind of switches off and I'm just in panic mode. And I was even talking to Mariam about it, and she was saying that I get this kind of nervous thing where I just can't absorb what's going on when I'm so like in my brain, and I can't, like, I'm anxiety kind of thing. So that's kind of my biggest kind of improvement that I want, is like to be able to be relaxed enough to learn and to be able to dance it. Whereas like I feel like sometimes I panic and I can't learn, and I'm like overthinking it in the moment, and then like I'm kind of copying someone, but then when they go away, I'm kind of like, where am I? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I can dance, but like you're not showing it, so I just need to relax enough to be able to do that. So that would probably be my like main thing, and be more flexible. But I mean, everyone needs to be more flexible.
It's like, are we talking about, are you killing those ants that we talk about in our super brain tips, those automatic negative thoughts? And yeah, you just go, yeah. So you just go, I find even myself, I go, I'm having an ant infestation. And as soon as I'm aware I'm having an ant infestation, I just have to relax and go, we're doing okay.
Probably the like most important thing to be able to recognize, yeah, okay, I'm like freaking out right now, or I'm all these thoughts are going
Yeah.
So you need to ignore them or to put them aside, you know, and then just focus on like what you're actually doing instead of, oh, this person is looking at me, oh, because that's a big part of it. Like you learn off people around you, but you also feel challenged by them, and I think that's probably like a inspiration, but also like kind of like, oh, they're better than me, you know, kind of way. So.
And you find then, what I'm starting to realize as I'm getting older, is that everybody is spending more time worrying about themselves than actually what other people are doing. Like everybody's walking around going, oh my God, you see, and they're probably looking at you going, oh my God, Alison, look at those pointed feet. Alison has beautiful feet, by the way. So, oh my God, look at her beautiful feet. Look how they're pointed they are. Like, and then you're probably going, oh my God, look how great their arm line looks. So everybody's totally focused on like about what's going on in their head about themselves, rather than like nobody has time to be thinking, oh, what's she doing with that leg? Like, you know, they're only focused on themselves. And I find that is a nice awareness. And I remind myself sometimes going, actually, I'm pretty sure they're just probably thinking about themselves and not thinking about me at all. Okay, so your Instagram details, what are your Instagram details? I'm going to put that in with the link anyway, but how do we find you?
So on Instagram, if you search Alison O'Shea _dance, so it's quite simple, just my name and then an _ dance.
And
that's
do you
my
have
dance
any,
page.
are they all caps? Are they all lowercase? Is it Alison O'Shea lowercase _dance? Say that again?
All lowercase.
All lowercase. Awesome.
All lowercase. So. And
I will actually, if I figure out how to do this, I will actually put the link with it somewhere. And tell me something now. We need to know. I need to know for this now. Alison, what is your favorite thing about FYI Dance Club?
I like definitely, I don't know if I'd actually have like gone like towards the whole professional dance route, maybe like if I hadn't have joined. Like I think it's because it's so friendly and so inclusive that it's very free in the style as well. Like, yes, you teach us sometimes a set, like, oh yeah, this is your set warm up, this is your set thing. But like then when we create choreography, like you're open to suggestion constantly. And like, I think you want to be able to encourage that. So I suppose that's probably my main thing. And also because like a lot of friends there, and like, even when I joined, I feel like after 2 weeks, I feel like I've been there forever, you know? So I definitely think it's probably just the environment mostly, and being free to, you know, create.
Oh, thank you, Alison. That's amazing. So it's good for me to have this feedback as well, because these are all the intentions I set for myself. So the fact that I can give myself a little tick box today, guys, going, okay, we're winning there. And yeah, absolutely. And I love, and as I always say to the students, it's like, well, you know, I create choreography, but create it on you. So it's not like, here's what I want to achieve, when I can see you guys in my head about what way you guys move and stuff like that. And I love to highlight the things that you guys do really, really well as well. That's really important to me. So I love your energy that you always bring to class, Alison, and that's just comes straight back at you with all that love. So we love having you in the class. And are you going to show us some of your freestyle, maybe for a minute or something like that? Would you do that?
Yeah, I'll just set this up. I don't know if this is...
So we get to see it in Alison's house now. Okay, yes. Alison, I think I have the music lined up. So yes, take off your glasses. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, perfect. And lovely light. Okay, are you ready? Here, so let's... My volume. That you're not in love. right. So I pinned your video and everything. So I hope I did that so that you were in the big screen. I would love that. Now I have, go back to, okay, I hope I did that all right. Alison, you are such a star. I love you to bits. I thank you so much. I'm glad we got to do this. And I really hope that I have recorded this all correctly and that it can go out to the masses, because I just think you are such an inspiration. And I hope more people look at you and say, you know, here's Alison, and she tried something that, you know, she was scared to do, but she was so courageous, and maybe I can do that too. And even if they don't, even if they just get the joy from watching you do your improvisations, that is a gift in itself. So I want to applaud you, Alison. I think you're amazing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to see if we can sign this out with a big wave. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to see if I can pause the recording, and we're all going to say a big thank you to Alison O'Shea _dance. Find her on Instagram. She is amazing. We love you, Alison. Okay, give us a big wave.